What's up, guys? My name's Spartan, and today is episode 1 of a new video series that I'll be starting on this YouTube channel called Tower Talks. And basically, how this series is going to work is it's effectively going to be an interview with various other tower players of different stages of the game, just kind of talking through their tower and how things are going for them, as well as just getting their overall perspective on the game. And today, we have a very special guest. We have the very first person who was ever a part of the Discord server, and frankly, just a friend at this point, and that is Dark22.
I'm touched, I can't lie. Hello.
Yeah, so Dark, very early on, he's been involved with the YouTube channel in multiple ways, multiple decisions that I have made, but also he's been a huge, massive help in terms of developing the Discord server, getting things worked on, and yeah, it's been cool getting to kind of know him a little bit and kind of see what he's been able to do for the Discord server.
It's a lot of pressure, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, tell me about it, man. Tell me about it. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of dive into some questions here, and just kind of get some conversation going. This video series, by the way, guys, is gonna be more so like I don't want to say like podcast style, but more or less, for lack of better words, a podcast style kind of series. I have my game on the screen here for those of you that are visual learners, but yeah. Anyway, what's up, Dark? How's it going, man?
I've been pretty good, to be fair. Not much going on now. I'm finally settled in. After the last 2 weeks, I've just been really busy.
Yeah,
So getting back onto the tower,
for sure.
grinding, and stone packs.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Yeah.
How is the tower going?
Well, I'd say I've just had a massive jump in coins, to be fair. I've gone from what was like 100 billion a day to finally hitting 1 trillion a day in coins over the last, I don't know, month or so with labs.
Nice.
Mainly just doing Spotlight and finally working on my Death Wave coin bonus lab.
That is awesome.
To massive ink.
Isn't it really cool going from like the millions to the billions, then now the trillions? Kind of interesting.
Yeah,
like,
it
seeing
feels,
that. Get that dopamine rush.
feels like, yeah, you get them stages, so you get like, you've cracked your first million and then it feels really slow.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly it jumps to the billions. And then the start of the billions feels slow, getting second black hole. And then it just jumps in stages.
Yeah,
And I'm hoping we'll do that for the trillions. Catch up to Goose and that.
hopefully. Pretty soon you'll be catching up to me at the rate you're going.
I think I've got another 5 months-ish. I think I'm now at the point where when I started watching your videos, I'm probably at about that point. So
Yeah,
I think it's been 5-6 months since then. So
for sure.
slow progress.
Well, speaking of the tower, how did you come across the tower, and what kind of like got you into the game?
Well, my account's originally from, well, this is 2024, but I had an even older one from back in like 23. And I saw one of the original adverts for it, and I was like, oh, that seems pretty cool. Like, the developers are actually talking about his game and showing you the changes he's making. Like, it felt more like informal. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's quite a cool game because it'll have a small community. So I was like, I'll do that because I played a lot of mainstream games at that point, and I wanted something a bit quieter to just chill. But I couldn't get into the game. Like, I was originally I didn't know about the defense absolute strat at the start, so I was upgrading damage, attack speed, and I was only getting to like wave 30 on tier 1, and I was like, I don't see how you can possibly do this. And then fast forward a bit of time after I took a bit of a break, I started in September and I felt the same way. But then I saw just a random video pop up in my YouTube from Kosh. Some of you may know him, some of you may hate him. About just early game grinding with the defense absolute strat, and I was like, oh, I've got that downloaded on my phone, I'll have a go. And then from there it's kind of just been I watched a load of his videos, then I watched a bit of Primo, and then I finally found you, and I've kind of just stayed around sort of your community for the tower and just grown from there.
Yeah. Funny. You mentioned defense absolute. Would you say that
Yes.
you have a particular affinity towards the stat, or I don't know. Is it a meme? Like, where do we stand with defense absolute?
So I don't think defense absolute's a meme. I'm on the full side of it's actually good. Because the little bit of it's only a little bit of damage it takes off, but it can save you.
Mhm.
Like, I have 100% been saved by defense absolute a lot of times in runs, especially tournament runs. And I think it's kind of one of them stats that's underrated on how much it actually affects what's happening,
Yeah.
like, to your tower.
Yeah, I think
Especially sort of. Oh,
I
I
was
was
just
going to say, especially pushing. Yeah.
You go. You're good.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, you don't notice it much, but like Orb Devo users and sort of Blender users, when you're finally getting into that sort of 50, 60 billion mark and you're pushing through tier 5 maybe, and just grinding at that in tiers, that first sort of 1,000 waves that you don't take damage to with defense absolute, depending on what your lab's at and stuff, actually helps a lot in just sort of getting all your wall done if you have it. Probably not at that point, but having your max recovery, your recovery amount, getting your enemy attack level skips, because whenever you've got defense absolute saving, you don't really need to spend any on damage or health stats that you would otherwise, and you can just put it straight into your enemy attack level skip. So it kind of saves you a bit on cash, because cash is quite difficult if you don't have if you don't get late in the run, I find.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I do agree with you. I think a lot of people kind of look at it as just a dump stat, like it's kind of worthless past tier 1. But if you actually like really look into it, especially if there are people running EHP in Legends, like Bonsai Lad, for example, in JPlay's Discord. He's in Legends League running EHP, and he has put an emphasis on defense absolute, I believe. And like once you get standard perk bonus max, you get all of the perks and everything, and you get max defense %. Defense absolute does become relevant to a degree. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a good or OP stat, but I mean it's definitely not used past tier 1, I would say.
Yeah, I mean I don't run Fortress, like I know crazy, but I don't run
Fortress guy.
I when I get mastery, it's going to be my first mastery, but I don't run it for tournaments, and I don't run it for runs because I've got such a high damage build that normally the enemies don't get to my tower. But it's a stat that's underrated. It's not the worst stat in the game, and it's not the best.
For sure. Well, what would you say that your current stage of the game is? Like early, mid, late, etc. Where do you think you're at currently in the game?
Well, I'd say based on most people's label, it'd be early mid. Actually, what would you call early mid? Where would you call yourself, Spartan?
I mean, it's an interesting thing because there's not like a concrete milestone, for lack of better words. I don't know. I would say I'm in the early stages of the mid game. That's kind of where I think I'm at.
Yeah, I'd say early mid game because I'm about to get Chronofield probably and start doing them labs.
Yeah. And what's your like lifetime coins at right now, just so that people know?
6.19 trillion.
Nice.
But that's going up quite fast.
I remember when you were in the little billions back in the day.
I think I first spoke to you when I was in the millions.
Was it the millions? I can't remember. I've slept since
then. I think it was the millions, to be fair.
Yeah.
Remember asking you to make an Orb Devo video ages ago when I was in the millions and going, oh wait, I'm not ready for this.
I think, yeah, actually, you may have been the inspiration for the Orb Devo guide. I can't even remember. It's been a minute.
That's a
But
lot. That's a lot of messages to scroll up. I'm not gonna check.
yeah, no, I can't be bothered with it. Oh, man. Well, would you say, I mean, I know the answer, but for the people watching, would you say that you are free to play or a whale? Or somewhere in between?
Whale's such a harsh term, but probably, to be fair. I would say that after the last few months. Before that, I dabbled in stone packs, but
Yeah. When like, how
most of
long did you
my
play until you actually started purchasing things like the epic pack, the starter pack, etc.?
a month before I bought anything.
A month in?
Yeah, well, it was a month, and then after a month, I had what did I have? I had Deathwave as my first ultimate weapon. I got Black Hole,
Mhm.
and then I got Poison Swamp back before the rework. And then I was like, well, I need Golden Tower. And I don't want to restart because I put a month into the game. And then the stone packs came up. And so I got the cheaper one, the one for 300 stones, which is the one you shouldn't buy. If you're getting stone packs, definitely buy the more expensive one, it's more value. And re-rolled my ultimate weapon and got Spotlight. So I was like, oh, can't do this again. Then the stone packs came around sort of 3 weeks later. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get the big pack. So I got that. And somewhere in there, I also got the ad pack. And then after that, someone said, oh, if you're getting packs, you've got to get the, what are they called?
Milestones?
The epic pack and the epic pack and the starter pack.
Oh, yeah.
So I got them. Like a month after that. And then from there, I've just kind of bought stone packs every month.
Yeah.
Well, not every month, but most months.
For sure. I mean, I think, like you mentioned, you didn't really start purchasing things until about a month in. I think that's pretty healthy for most people. Like, I think if you play for like a week and you really enjoy it, at a minimum, maybe the ad pack. But I do kind of agree with what you said about a month. I feel like a month is kind of a healthy point before you really start purchasing stuff. If you choose to go that route.
Yeah, by that point, I felt so into it, and I didn't even have it on OS. Well, I've got it on. I've got it on BlueStacks on my computer, and I didn't have it on there at that point. So I was fully just running it on my phone every night, just next to my pillow, warming my pillow. And so on my phone, I think I've got like 500-600 hours.
Oh man, that's insane.
Of just the tower. And and that's before now I run it on OS Link, and I only use my phone when I'm away to do tournaments.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Well, what would you say with your tower, your current goals are, and what steps are you kind of like taking to head towards them?
So I'd say my current one that's probably going to be achievable in the next week is staying in champ. So Wednesday I had a pretty bad tournament. Like, it was a really hard bracket, so I didn't get up to champ. I got 5th in plat, I think, which annoyed me. And then this time I got 1st in plat, which
Nice.
I'm thinking the last time I was in champ I was 1 away from not being relegated, like 5 waves or something. I was ranked 25th, so I'm pretty much comfortably staying in champ, I reckon, after this tournament, which is quite a nice goal. Other than that, probably 4th spotlight for the coins.
Quantity 4 has been nice, I will say.
Yeah, because it's the one that allows you to have 2 black holes always in spotlight. And then probably unlocking Chrono Field probably before quantity 4 because it's a bit cheaper, and I can use tournament stones to get quantity 4.
Yeah, for sure.
Just start the labs.
I think that's
I'm not
going
to put any stones into Chrono Field.
Yeah, at least just getting it unlocked. I mean, even at base level, it might help you a little bit when it does activate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, one thing my tower does have is a lot of stun. Like it's got quite an advanced chain lightning. It's got perma swamp.
Mm-hmm.
It's got perma black hole. Like it is pretty stun heavy, to be fair.
Oh yeah, but
So
it's
I
so
mean,
good,
trying
dude.
field.
Oh, it's so good.
We'll
I have
see.
I have zero
Maybe I'll be in
regrets.
Legends soon.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, possibly. It wasn't. I don't think I was
We can
in
hope.
Champions that terribly long before I ended up making it to Legends. Maybe 5 or 6 champion tournaments before I kind of touched Legends. Then I did, the teeter-totter back and forth for a bit. But that's awesome, dude.
I didn't plan to stay in plat as long as I have. Oh.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, what would you say that your biggest regret is with your own tower?
To be fair, I got a few. Probably not investing as much stones into Golden Tower as I should have. I should have spent a lot more on that rather than Chain Lightning. But because my Chain Lightning is a little bit thing, and also not getting cards done as early as I should have. Like I think most people who probably know me for a bit know I spent so much on modules, like rerolls, just to get a G-comp. And when I finally got one, I was like, oh, I wish I'd done my cards. So recently, well, the last it's been 3 weeks, hasn't it now? Doing cards. So I've maxed all rares and commons. And for 3 weeks, it's hardly here nor there.
Yeah.
On time. So I'm just going to max epics now. I mean, I've nearly done it, to be fair. It'll be done in a week. And then back to modules.
Oh, dude.
Back to having fun.
It is such a good feeling when you finally max your cards. Like the very next event that shows up, and then you just get to instantly claim the medals. Dude, it's like the biggest dopamine rush of your life. Freaking awesome.
That sounds amazing. The only problem is I know as soon as I max the cards, they'll add a new one.
Yeah, right. With our luck. But
yeah,
that's awesome. Well, kind of piggybacking off of that, what would you say the biggest strength of your tower is, and the biggest weakness currently?
I'd say the biggest strength is probably damage and stun, and the weakness is probably coins.
Mm-hmm.
I should have been making a lot more coins. If I'd done Orb Devo, it would have been probably a lot more coins, but I'd probably be sitting around probably 50 trillion or something now. But I don't have the time for Orb Devo. I tried it for like a week and I was like, yeah, I'm making more coins, but I don't have time. It's so much more micromanaging. So I decided that I wasn't going to do Orb Devo and I was going to stay Blender, which is definitely a strength because now in tournaments I'm a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Like all my ultimate weapons are geared towards it. Like my Chain Lightning's over 1,000 times damage. Quantity 8. So I've got a lot of damage coming out, which isn't what I die. I normally just die to bosses now in tournaments, and I've got quite a lot of stun.
Yeah.
With the poisons swamp.
Oh man. Really quickly for the viewers watching, can you just say again your Chain Lightning, just so that they can hear?
1,171, but that's with a relic.
Mm-hmm.
Don't actually know what it is without. Quantity 8 and then 29% chance, which is probably a bit low.
Gosh. A bit low, bro. That's higher than mine. Mine's like 18 and a half.
Yeah, but mine has module bonus, so I've got a free quant on my module and then 12% chance. So I probably want to get it up a little bit more.
So awesome.
It is fun to watch.
Yeah.
It is fun when it actually procs a load of times.
Oh, I know. I've seen it. I've seen it in action.
I need that mythic cannon module.
Yeah.
So I can get the bounce shots, more bounce shot targets.
Then you'll do even more shocky shock stuff.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Well, kind of branching off, not specifically about your tower, but more so the grand scheme of the game, or scale of the game, I guess. If you could change one thing in the tower, idle tower defense, what would it be and why?
Ooh. That's kind of difficult, to be fair. I don't like keys. I know I'm not at that point in the game, but them to be so late into the game and the stuff you get from them to sort of be that nice, like the restart runs, the stacking coins, for it to be that handy, it feels kind of like a lot of people who are putting a lot of time in. Like when you get to sort of my area, you put at least 1,000 hours of just having it on in the background. Yeah, you're not always active, but to have it that far into the game and then for it to be so hard to get to them in Legends, like if there was another league and you got them in 2 leagues, it'd be a lot better, I think.
Yeah.
Just to have more people growing faster, because it feels like the top players are always getting them, and sort of it's not getting distributed kind of evenly.
I totally agree with that. I've made the argument, I don't know if they'll ever do it, but I think if you're able to even, because currently you have to get a minimum of rank 15, and Legends is the most competitive, I would say, out of all the like leagues, so it's already hard to even
100%.
get close to 15. I think if you're able to stay in Legends like 24 through 16, you should at least get 1 key. Like, come on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just like a pity key.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't even need to be anything crazy. Yeah, give me half of a key. Like, you know?
I mean, that still means in like every 2.5 weeks you get 1 upgrade for the tech tree.
Exactly.
The skill tree, which would be massive.
Oh, 100%. I don't know. I'm sure, like, in terms of the developers, it has to be like a huge balancing act, like what they have to deal with.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is kind of frustrating as a player. Like, especially like once you get to Legends League, you'll like, oh my gosh, you'll be like so close, and you'll realize how far away you actually are. Then you'll be like, oh, cool.
Or I'll get 1 key 1 month, and then it might be 3 months down the line I'll get another. Depending on brackets.
Literally.
Because I'll keep getting really hard brackets.
Literally. Yeah. That's what it feels like, man.
I think there's one other thing I'd probably change, and it's like from when I started, like if you don't know to go defense absolute and sort of defense % off the start of the game, then you just have no chance of actually getting into the game.
Right?
Like, if you were to upgrade damage, attack speed, health off the start, it'd take ages to get past wave 50.
Yeah.
I wish there was just a guide that popped up, like a tutorial, just for newer players, because I think a lot of people start the tower, go, oh, it's quite a cool game, quite sort of nice community to be around, because the community is probably the best thing about this game, and then go, I can't get into the game. It's like, just what do I do? Like, it's not working.
Right? Well, that kind of piggybacks off
think...
into another question. What do you love and what do you hate about the game?
I'd say my favourite part's the community, 100%. Just, I mean, I'm not massively active in the main tower Discord. Normally, I'm just in yours, and Jay plays whenever I pop in there for a bit. But I'd say even in there, I don't think I've met a single person who I've not got on with and spoke. And even if we have different opinions about it never comes to like toxicity or anything. It's always just quite a nice chat about it, which is very different to other games that I've played. So I'd say that's probably my favourite thing. My least favourite thing, probably when you get a tournament mid farming run, or you missed your tournament because you're in a farming run and you're not paying attention.
Right? It's like, do I end my run?
Yeah.
I'm at 2,000 waves. I'm like just finally starting to getting some coins and cells. What do I do?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is annoying.
Yeah. Or when you had what happened to me on a milestone run, got to wave 99, so I didn't unlock the next tier. Just evil.
Yeah, that is the worst feeling. I've had that happen. Like when I was doing the tier 12 milestone run, I got to
Mm.
4,490. I was like 10 waves off,
Yeah.
and I didn't quite get it. I was like, dang it.
Oh, that's so much time.
I
And
know.
it's a wasted run 'cause you don't get as many coins.
No, yeah, because I have like my milestone pushing cards. I'm not, I don't have my econ
Mm.
stuff in there. It's annoying.
It's like a 12-hour waste of time. I think it is to get to 4,500 with 6x.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man. Well,
Speaking of which, I need to do my next one. What was my next one? Oh, it's tier 11. Oh,
tier 11.
that one's gonna suck. Yeah.
You got this. I believe in
I
you.
barely did tier 10. Yeah.
Well,
Oh
how
well.
how do you feel about the current overall stage of the tower? You think it's like struggling, healthy, could use some improvement? What do you think?
I'd say it's very healthy, to be fair. I think the community is probably helping it the most.
Mhm.
Like, a game can't go dead if there's a community always supporting it. And I'd say that's probably the main part. I like what they're doing with the modules, like releasing 2 every so often.
Mhm.
I wish they did 2 this month, but I think maybe more variation, like a messaging system within the game that might help. So you can sort of look up someone's profile, send them a message. And I'd like to be able to search up a player's name and be able to see their sort of profiling game.
Yeah.
So it's not over Discord that you're seeing people. I think that sort of stuff would be quite nice to have. But I think that's more just quality of life stuff, really, rather than anything. I'd say we need another league.
A mythic league?
I don't know what the top. Yeah, it's probably not that bad for the people in the top of Legends, but yeah, another
Yeah.
league, Mythic League, something like that would be very nice.
I feel like if they did that, they would have to introduce like a new kind of currency, like how they have keys for Legends League. I feel like they would have to have some new like form of rewards for those people, you know?
Yeah, but it also gives you keys.
Yeah. Yes. It also does give you
Yeah.
keys.
Yeah, I think that'd be quite cool. Like maybe for like the later stages of the skill tree.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Quite cool.
Well,
Or maybe it's like a top 500 league or something, and also a 6th lab slot. Give me a 6th lab slot, please.
honestly, I don't even care about keys at that point. If you're offering up a 6 lab slot for Mythic League, sign me up. I'll take it. I don't even need keys.
Even if it's if it's 100,000 gems, even I'll say for that.
Yeah, no kidding. I probably wouldn't, but I notoriously suck at saving gems, as you know.
Yeah, I've seen your live streams.
Oh man. Well, what encouragement or motivation would you offer somebody who is basically like around your same stage of the game?
At my stage, I'd say you're growing that much now. The game's changing so fast that there's always something new. So even if you like, say you chose a bad ultimate weapon at the start, and you're feeling it's coming back to haunt you because you don't have chain lightning or whatever, so you've got no damage. I'd say your count's changing that much, and it's no longer the ultimate weapons that have such a great effect, and it's more just earning them coins, getting that econ done, getting that workshop done that matters more, getting them labs done. So I'd say it's not the end of the world if you chose the wrong ultimate weapons or anything. It's sort of just the beginning.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Well,
Mhm.
that's all the kind of questions I had. The prompts, I guess. But is there anything that you want to leave the Spartan community with? Any final words, I suppose?
Oh yeah. With the tower advice stuff, stop having such long threads. I have to read through them all. Like there's one that's 1,000 messages long. I've had to read all that.
Yeah. It is kind of cool though. I feel like that feature that we added I feel like it's been a massive success. I think it's helped a lot of people.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love going back and reading old conversations. I wish
Yeah.
I'd got to reply to them all, but I love going back and seeing everyone's tower. It's nice having people's towers just screenshotted,
Yeah, for sure.
just so I can look at what other people are doing. I think that's one of the best resources available, to be honest. Just the fact that anyone can go there and ask for advice.
Yeah, I
quite
think
like that.
with our server, you do get a certain level of intentionality that you may not get in other servers, which I think is beyond valuable.
I feel like in this server, you can always go and ask a question and someone will answer it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I don't think there's many questions that get left unanswered.
What is this server that you speak of, Dark22? What is this? How do I join this server?
The Spartan's Tower server, which is linked in any Spartan video in the description. I think so.
Including this
Maybe
one.
not the old one. Oh yeah, also this one. Also, you've got to like and subscribe and join the members chat, which you get access to when you become a channel member.
Wow, shameless plugs all around. Dark, I'll slide you the 20 that I promised you under the table after we stop recording.
You mean the stone pack, right?
Yeah. Oh man. Well, this has been fun, man. I guess that's kind of all I had for this, but yeah, guys, huge shout out to Dark. He's a cool dude. If you ever see him in the Discord voice chat or anything, hop in there and ask him about Poison Swamp. He'd love to talk to you about it.
I do like Poison Swamp. Also, always be mean to Red Knight 17.
Always be mean to Red Knight and Goose. Yes.
And Goose.
I will allow it. Anyway, guys, that is going to be a wrap for this very first episode of Tower Talks. So I hope that you guys enjoy this this kind of video series. And like I said, a little bit more or a little bit less formal, I suppose, than my standard videos. But let me know in the comments below what you think of the format. If you like it or if you think it's freaking stupid, just let me know. And with that, that's going to conclude today's video. But thank you so much for watching. And like always, I will see you guys later.